Hi, it's Jane Lynn from Navigate Autism, and I am so excited to be showing up today on my first television show called Navigate Autism with Jane Lynn. Many of you know me from my Facebook Live that I do every Tuesday at 12:30, and I've been telling you about this amazing opportunity that I have now to come to you for a longer period of time and to bring guests and to share more resources and more information with you that can help you as a family as well as your children. And I'm really excited to be doing that today. For those of you who don't know me, I want to take a minute just to let you hear about my story. I am a career HR leader, trainer, and coach. I spent almost 20 years in human resources, and the majority of that time I was at Dow Jones. The reason I was in human resources is because I believe in everybody's potential. And in fact, I believe that everyone has the ability to reach their potential. And about 10 years ago, I quit my job that I loved because my son with autism wasn't reaching his potential. We had gone to all the best doctors and therapists and schools and using all the best therapies and techniques, but he kept regressing. And that wasn't an option for me. So I quit my job and I homeschooled him for 8 years because, again, I believed in his potential and that we could tap into it and help him grow and thrive. And so we followed the Sunrise program and learned many other things along the way. And from that experience, I transformed, my family transformed, and most importantly, my son came out of his own world and into ours in a very social, active, integrated way. And now he's back in school, thriving. And I was so excited that we were able to help him reach so much of his potential, and we're continuing that process. We still have some challenges, but the great thing is that I now know a lot of what I can do to help support him. And that wasn't the case when we started. So when he went back to school, I decided to go back to work. But instead of going back into human resources, I really wanted to share so much of what I learned with my son with other people. And the reason I feel like there's a lot that I can share is I actually spent over 18,000 hours working with him one-on-one in a playroom, teaching him, inspiring him to grow and to meet his goals. And I trained over 30 people in this process who came in to work with him. And interestingly, what I found, many of these people were teachers or parents. And not only did these techniques work for them in helping my son, but they would tell me how it helped them with their students or their own children. And so I decided what I really wanted to do is use my passion for training and coaching and to share these techniques with other parents of children with autism so that they can decide if this is something they would like to do to help their own children. And that's why I created Navigate Autism with Jane Lynn, and why I've been coming to you for so long on Facebook Live, and why I decided to create this TV show. And what I'm going to be doing is every week coming to you with some coaching tips that I'm going to share with you from my own experience with my son and from my experience in teaching and training these other people to work with him. And I'm going to introduce you to many of the local people in this community around Princeton, New Jersey that I've met along the way who actually support us as families and support our children. And they're going to be sharing with you their knowledge and their skills. And one of the things I'm going to ask them to do is also tell you one thing that you can do today to help your child with autism so that you can take that away and start to make some change as quickly as you can. And then at the end of my show, I'm going to share with you some sort of interactive technique or game, because during those 8 years and over 18,000 hours with my son, I have created and played thousands of games with him. So I wanted to share some of them with you so that you could, again, take something away and try it and use these techniques of how to inspire eye contact, how to inspire more communication or more turn taking, and even how to create a best friend, which is something many of us want for our children with autism. And so that's what I plan to bring to you every week. And I'm really excited to show up today with my first guest, who is here going to be talking about some natural healing techniques through essential oils and some other products from her company that she works for, which is doTERRA. And the reason I found this to be really invigorating and exciting is through our journey with my son, we learned that he's allergic to so many things, and that includes medicine. It includes many of the chemical products that we were using. And so the go-to things that we would use were no longer an option for us. So we started turning to healthy foods and options and essential oils. And this woman, Eileen Reiman, is a pro. She knows them inside and out and mixes them in so many different formulas that I wanted her to join me today and share some of that information with you. So if you're interested in some natural healing techniques for yourself and your child, stay tuned because she's going to share that with you. Eileen.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you. I'm really glad to be here. This is my passion. I love essential oils and the changes they brought to my home. Too many to mention in one sitting.
I know we only have a limited time today, but I know that whatever you're going to share is going to be very impactful. And so why don't we start by, I see you brought so many wonderful things, and I just have to say it already smells so good, and that it's been really calming just sitting here in the presence of this wonderful aroma.
Right.
But as you know, because we've known each other for about a year, and you know my son has autism and sometimes has problems with sleeping or being healthy or staying calm. So I wanted to ask you, what would you recommend for parents of children with autism or even their children? Just what is the first thing that you think of that you've had experience helping our children with?
For myself personally, I have seen that caring for the caregiver is first and foremost. Because we have a heck of a journey ahead of us. We take care of everything and everyone. So for myself, I have found that my balance oil, it's amazing. And essential oil is very simple to just put a drop in your hand. If you'd like to try along the way, there you go.
So you just put it in your hand?
I just put it in my hand, and I just rub my hands together, and then inhale it. It can be put on the back of your neck. It's very grounding, but softly grounding. It doesn't knock you out. It just calms your body. Your neurology just settles down, and it smells. So when you're inhaling an oil, you are activating all the sensory nerves in your brain, and it activates your olfactory system, which affects your limbic system, and stimulates memories and creates memories so that your whole body just settles down. It's just amazing how your body responds. So my Serenity and my Balance, those are calming oils together.
This one was the Balance, and then you mentioned Serenity.
No, Serenity is a blend of oils that also has some lavender in it. Very, very calming. So when you get nervous or if you need sleep, that is my sleep combination. That's actually how I got started with these oils in the first place. I was having some nighttime heat that was preventing me from sleeping.
Right. So, well, actually, this is very timely, Eileen, because the last few days my son has been very almost agitated, not sleeping as well, and just constantly moving. And so I normally use some lavender and spray it around the house, and that really hasn't been working as well. So it sounds like the combination of these two would.
One is very gently grounding the balance, and one is very calming the serenity, and together aromatically. Okay, so if he's not interested in putting it on him and smelling it, that's what a diffuser is for. Aromatically, you're putting water and oil in that, and it just shifts the whole mood in the house. Everybody will be calmer. It'd be great. Try that. A few drops in water in a diffuser will set the tone in the house. You can get everybody awake and moving, or you can get everybody calmed down. So morning,
depending on the oil, you mean?
Depending on the oil, exactly. So you can change it up if you want everybody to be lively and excited. You could put lavender, peppermint, and wild orange together, and there's lots of combinations. Believe me,
I'm sure. So just for now, peppermint and wild orange, if you want to kind of bring yourself alive in a diffuser. And how many drops would you put in a diffuser of this size?
Depending on the size of the room, a room, say 10 by 10, I would be putting, 4 or 5 of each. If you want a nice, refreshing scent. If you want it a little less than that, you can add, the water and put, 2 or 3 of each. And if you want more, you add more. You can adjust it. It's like a personalized science.
Wonderful. And if I were to use these on my son, you said we could put it in the hand. Is there another point on the body? I'm thinking sometimes feet, but maybe not.
Back of the neck, bottoms of the feet are always a great place to go, especially if they're not a fan of the scent. It's far enough away from the nose, and it soaks right up into the body and is very effective that way. Always for little children, we always use the bottoms of their feet. We actually have a really nice kit of oils that are already pre-diluted, meant for children and people with sensitive skin. So they actually come, here's your lavender right here, and it comes pre-diluted with fractionated coconut oil, so that you can actually just open it up, roll it on the bottoms of their feet, and it's very portable. Like you can just put that in your bag and take it with you. And if you find that you've got these heightened activity, mood swings or whatever, you could just pull out your lavender and bottoms of the feet, or just let him. They could smell the cap and get an effect as well.
Well, that's a good point, because one thing I do notice is often our children are highly sensitive to lots of different things, including smells. So we would probably want to start low, or with just a few drops, and build our way up to make sure it doesn't overpower them.
Right.
And you mentioned before, I don't want to get off track of that, it's important to take care of the caregiver.
Yes.
And I know that because when my son doesn't sleep, I don't sleep, and then I don't feel like I'm able to actually support him. So is there anything in addition to the balance and the...
Balance and the serenity, are a great... they actually have made a Serenity soft gel. I didn't bring that with me today, but it actually is in a little soft gel that you ingest. It's got passion flower and the serenity and the lavender, and it's very, very calming, and it really supports a good night's sleep. It's non-toxic, it's non-narcotic, it's oils and herbs, and it's really great. If I use that at night, I feel like I've had 8 hours, even if I only got 6. You wake up clear. You don't feel like you've taken an over-the-counter that wakes you up groggy. I just pop up, I'm awake, and I feel well rested. So that is also amazingly not just made for sleep, but for anxiety. It's great during the day. The children can even take it. Like if they can swallow a capsule, it's a very small little soft gel. For those escalated anxiety days, for anybody.
Well, anybody, but that's a good point. Actually, I've been talking to some parents recently, and a recurring theme I've heard is anxiety in their children. So what if they can't swallow that pill? I know mine doesn't.
Bottoms of the feet. It's the back of the neck.
And which one?
Both of those. Either or both. The
Okay.
balance is grounding and calming, and so is the serenity. And when I put them together, it just takes me off the edge, takes the edge off everything. Okay,
so thank you for clarifying that, because anxiety as well as just calming, which I guess is really one and the same thing, but there's something about this heightened sense of anxiety that sometimes really grips our children. So this really does a lot, which is wonderful.
And the aromatics is a great way, because some people are not maybe they're sensitive and they don't want things on them. But you'll notice, I want to point out that your hands are not greasy.
Right.
All right. So, you know, the tactile sensitivity factors are, you know, an oil goes on your, and it's absorbed in your skin, which is a point I wanted to bring up, that the oils we're talking about today are specifically about doTERRA because our oils are put through so many layers of testing. They're guaranteed to be toxin-free, and they are tested for purity. So not any oil off the shelf is of this quality. And I just want to make sure that if I start talking about, you know, how you put it on and how you use it, you know, you actually... I became a label reader. This actually has supplemental facts right on the side of the bottle. So I make my peppermint brownies with peppermint. These are ingestible if it says supplemental facts on the side of the bottle.
Oh, interesting. So you can put it in your food. You can put it, I've actually seen you put some in your water.
Yes.
When we're together. So.
Yes. I put wild orange in my water. It gives me a great lift of mood. And we make wild orange muffins and put the wild orange in.
All right, well, that's a good point. I'm glad you raised that because I've seen you do that, and I just thought all essential oils were made that way. But what you're saying is we can go to our local nature store or Whole Food Market or something and buy essential oils or even buy them online, but you have to really be careful what you're getting because they're not all made the same.
No, they're not put through the same rigorous testing. We do 8 layers of third-party testing to guarantee there's no pesticides, no heavy metals. There's only 100% oil in there. There's actually 250 drops of pure orange oil from the rind of an orange. That's the only thing in this bottle. And most of the oils on the counters over the counter say do not ingest. They are not ingestible, and they're not even recommended often for topical use.
Okay,
you know?
Good to know that.
So,
thank you.
Yeah, just being clear, I want to make sure that nobody runs off to Bed Bath & Beyond and thinks that they're on the same boat. This is a high-quality, non-toxic lifestyle.
Right.
Yes.
So all oils are great, but they have different purposes and different uses.
Yes, most of them are perfume oils, the ones that you'll pick up elsewhere. Perfume oils meant for scenting.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
These are oils for natural, empowered living, you know, non-toxic living.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things I love to do is something interactive. And I know that every time I meet you, you're telling me about some new blend that you put together, which I love because you're so creative. And so I thought maybe we could put together a blend to show how easy it is if a parent wanted to go
that'd be great. Yes, actually one of the biggest, most popular things right now for us is our non-toxic bug repellent that we make. And we just blend a little combination of oils, and we put in a little glycerin and water and a little rubbing alcohol. And very, very simple to make. So you just need a clear glass bottle and a spray pump bottle. And then I'm gonna let you do it.
Can I hand you something?
Yeah, you're good. You're gonna make this.
Oh, good. Yes.
Okay.
This is
So
good.
just kind of eyeball it. You're gonna put 10 drops of our TerraShield. Just a note to self: sometimes you just have to be patient. Some oils move like molasses, and other oils pour out like. I'll do the first oil, so you see how you just sort of eyeballing it like that. You're doing 10 drops of our TerraShield, which is our natural, this is the doTERRA's actual bug repellent blend that they make. It's their repellent blend. And let me point out, as we're talking here, so if you pass me the peppermint, that's good. You're going to put that in there.
Oh,
this is going to be 5 peppermint.
Okay. 5.
Okay. And you can do that while I tell them something. So all oils are, the peppermint was quick. Right. Some of them move very quick. Wild orange as well. What do we have next? Sure.
I'm not sure.
Lemongrass, I think that is. Is it? Eucalyptus, that's 10 of those.
Okay.
I'll hand that to you. Every oil has a physical component, how it affects you physically, as well as emotionally. So each of the oils, like lavender, for instance, is the oil of communication. So I found myself not a big fan of lavender a long while ago. And then I found out that it's the oil of communication. So when I have to do a presentation, I lavender, there's 10 of those goes in, the cedar wood. So I always put a little lavender on my throat to relax me and open up my communication skills. So
what a great idea.
Yes. So it's a great way to go. They actually, doTERRA came up with this fabulous little kit of emotional oils as well that help to support the emotions overall. I mean, it's a nice blend of floral and wood and grass oils.
You show that a minute.
Right. And I'll pull that out in a sec. Yeah. And we're going to finish our little project here. How many oils do we have left? We have to put in 5. You have to take that one. It'll be 5 arbor vitae. And now this is a great blend of bug repellent oils, 5 of those. And they will be good for gnats and ticks, mosquitoes, and then the lemongrass. And
you'll need to write down for me what these are so we can show our viewers.
Yes.
Because there's so many.
Yes.
But this is good.
This was, a nice little combination that we put a lot of research into. This was actually developed by a couple of, that was 10.
Okay, sorry.
Keep going. I'm counting.
Okay.
Good. So, the idea behind this is that it actually works on the flies when you're on the beach. Mm-hmm. It even repels them because you know how annoying they can be. So now, if you show me your bottle here, this is just a little bit of oil in there. I don't know if you can see that on camera.
Right.
But
so
then we add,
here.
Right, and then we add a third glycerin, a third rubbing alcohol, and a third of, here, I'll do that part, make it a little easier for you.
So where do you find the glycerin?
We actually ordered it online, and this is going to be 100% organic.
Right.
And that's a very important factor to make sure that you're using organic components when we're, okay, so there's the glycerin. And then we've got some rubbing alcohol. And that becomes a third of that as well. And then, hold that for me one second. And somewhere around here we've got some water. There was a water bottle here. Mm-hmm.
Is it this green one?
No, I put it back here. Sorry.
That's okay.
Smile on camera while we're finishing up. Okay, and then the last part is just some water.
All right, so it's the glycerin, water, and alcohol. I always wondered what that was because I know that I've sprayed it and it kind of evaporates away.
Yes.
And I wasn't sure what the combination was.
Right. So when you put the glycerin, it makes it like land on your skin softly, and it, the alcohol makes it evaporate so you don't feel slimy. You ever put those over-the-counter bug repellents on your body when you're sweaty? Yes. You feel like you're slippery, right? Yes. And now this goes on like nice and smells great, right?
It does smell nice.
It's a lot of the lemongrass comes forward, which is another negativity blocker. That on the energetic level,
right? The
lemongrass blocks negativity. So and so does the Terra Shield. So you're kind of managing mood at the same time as you're repelling. You're repelling negativity
and you're helping
bugs.
Your body.
Yes,
I love that.
Yes.
So just to show you too, and since I do like to kind of demonstrate what we do for kids with autism, my son loves experiments and science, and so I would do something like this, but I would always bring the elements, the items to my face. Like, we are going to do a science experiment. Look at this cool bottle. We're going to fill this with something that is really good for your body, and it's going to keep the bugs away. That is so cool. And I really try to keep my face inviting and excited. And then I will ask him if I have the bottles here. I'd say, hand that to me and watch how I put it in. Now it's your turn. So we have a lot of fun going back and forth.
Keeping it interactive. Things. It's like a science experiment. Another thing you can do is at the pharmacy pick up some pipettes, like those little clear like eyedroppers.
Oh, right.
They're disposable.
Right.
And then even if it's an eye-hand coordination opportunity where he can squeeze it and and count with you.
Yes.
So it really could be, depending on how interactive you want it to be, on how much. And you know what? The only thing I would suggest is, from a safety perspective, just if it's on his hands, just remind him not to touch his eyes. You might not want to say don't touch your eyes, because it'll make you touch your eyes. But as soon as but that could actually be a really fun thing to do.
Right.
I mean, we have make and take rollerball bug repellent classes where people come and learn, and we teach them about oils, and we make, this is what they walk away with. But we had a wonderful group of people one day at this big kitchen island, and we had a 65-year-old woman at one end and a mom with 3 little triplets making oils together. It's a real hands-on, fun thing to do.
It is.
Yes.
Well, Eileen, we're almost out of time, so I would like to ask you if there's one thing that you felt like would just be the most helpful thing that a parent could do right now. And there's many that we talked about, but what do you think would be the one that would be the most helpful for a parent today if they wanted to do something?
I would say non-toxic living from the inside out. We have a really great collection of omegas, everything we have. If you think of doTERRA as a science company that features essential oils, and then they have oils in every product. So we've got these chewable vitamins, but our DDR Prime is an amazing support for the entire body, applied to the neck and down the spine. It's fantastic. And it actually does come in a gel cap, a little soft gel. If you're able to swallow them, I take them just to help support my aging body. But the DDR Prime on the back of the neck and down the spine is very supportive to the entire nervous system to help calm. And
that's important.
Yes,
that's important. So there's a lot of science that's that is behind doTERRA, and it's a wonderful company with many amazing products. And how would people contact you if they wanted to find out more and possibly buy these?
Oh, okay. Well, I have, I could give you my contact information. It's Eileen Reiman, EILEEN. You'll post it.
Yes.
Good. Okay, great. And you could call me or actually email me as well. I could give you my cell and you can post that with this. That would be great. They make a beautiful gift to somebody that you think is struggling as well. But supporting the caregiver, for me, that's how I came in to doTERRA in the first place, to support my family after a loss. And it was, it's amazing how beautiful they just fit so naturally into a home. Yes. Ease of application, ease of travel. And I have my little bag with me somewhere. I don't know where it went. But I was going to say, all these little kits fit so nicely in a little zipper bag. I put everything right into my pocketbook, and I take things with me on the go all the time. So thanks so much.
That's why you're so healthy. And thank you for your passion and for sharing things that we can do today. And this is really helpful for the summer and the fall. And maybe would you come back in the winter and share some more remedies with us about how to stay healthy?
Yes, we've got that On Guard oil is our immune support oil. And you will absolutely love it. I mean, and if anybody's interested and you send me an email, I can even give you a virtual product guide, which will give you the full view of everything available.
Wonderful.
That'd be great. Okay.
Thank you so much for joining us and for sharing your knowledge.
Thank you so much for having me. I had a great time. I
Oh,
love sharing
my oils. And we love learning from you, so thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks.
And thank you for joining us, and I look forward to coming to you again very soon. And please come back and visit Navigate Autism with Jane Lynn. I'm going to be talking about other ways to support the family through help, as well as some local Facebook groups that have been created to support us. So thank you, and I look forward to seeing you next time.